Chichi. I'm half Argentine and half from the UK. My partner, Drew, is English, but he's more like a born-again Argentine. He's my inspiration, father of my son, everything to me. And we dance tango, but not in a conventional way. We tend to dance in nature with the elements to play with. It can be challenging, humbling mostly. It's not really about ego or flashy dancing. It's about connection to the earth. It's textures, bumps and angles, just like life really. Life gives you a texture, whether it's happiness or loss. And whatever that may be, tattoos itself onto your muscles and your skin and your bones. And as you grow, your life is expressed in the way that you walk and move. And if you learn tango, in tango as well. And tango, unlike much other dancing really, in its essence, is a walk, but it's like a walk of life. And with time and practice, it's a walk that dances the texture that life has given you. It's a beautiful thing. We tend to teach tango with the grassroots of tango very much in mind. It's a very controversial history. The grassroots of tangos was really sculpted in Buenos Aires, Argentina and in Uruguay. And it's very much a dance that was by the people for the people. It wasn't created by dancers. It was born out of the immigrants, and they were indigenous, African, European, and they were trying to find soul in the soulless beast of the city. And so tango was eventually born, but rising from the chaos like a dancing phoenix, really expressing all the richness of life in these bustling hubs of conventillos, which are where everyone used to be bundled into, no space whatsoever. So it was a relief to go out to the patio and jam together with the universal language of music and movement. And even to this day in Buenos Aires, tango is considered a form of therapy to cope with the chaos of modern life. And everyone has their version of it, and there are many worlds of tango, from the glamorous ballrooms to dancing on the streets, the patriarchal to the gender fluid. But the one thing they all have in common is that when there's a milonga, it's a place where everyone finds communion, through the language of music and the skill of the dance. Milongas really are like a gem for human connection. And when you learn tango, you become part of the milonga tribe. And wherever you go around the world, there's always a milonga somewhere, because tango can be quite a healthy addiction. And it's definitely something that once you start learning it, you want to keep it going, because it's such a beautiful, beautiful way of connecting to people. The bonds are so strong, in fact, that in the past, milongas were quite a threat to the dictatorships in Argentina, and they were made illegal several times and given terrible reputations to be illicit, when really they were just places of freedom, of artful expression, without society's expectations on class and gender. When women wanted to be free and just to socialize and be in proximity to whoever they pleased without having fathers or husbands as, accompaniment. Many widows or women who didn't want to get married, who didn't want to be owned, would go to the milongas. But obviously this gave them a reputation of being wild women or prostitutes. My granny had some amazing stories about that. She danced well into her 90s. In fact, tango bonded us. It's one of the things that I'm most grateful for to tango. It does build bridges across generations and cultures, and I really do hope that, like my granny, I'll keep dancing into my old age. I actually started in my mid-20s, but I learnt alongside people who are 80 years old. They have texture. So I've always taught people of all ages and abilities, because tango embraces everyone. You really can start at any age, and I adore helping people in their journey with tango. I believe anyone can do it. It's a bit like learning to walk again. We all have to start somewhere. It can feel a little bit wobbly at first, but with a loving environment, you can start homing your tools, your body, beginning to embrace the texture of your whole being and begin to understand your version of tango. And it's wonderful. That's why I love introducing tango with its grassroots, and learning to navigate the world that is tango is a lifetime practice. What tango has to teach us about being human and about our bodies and our lives, it imprints on our tango, and that's how tango can be a form of medicine to observe and highlight parts of ourselves that we need a little bit of TLC in. That's what we taught in our tango medicine workshops and festivals and communities in many parts of the world. It was a pleasure to do that. And now we've created an immersive weekend retreat. It's ideal for beginners, people who are curious about a partner dance but need a respectful, healing environment that understands all the challenges that movement and proximity can bring up emotionally. And we teach tango with the grassroots history. We teach it gender neutrally, which means that it doesn't matter about your gender, you learn both roles. We collaborate with remarkably talented people to have live music and sound healers, and we tend to do it in nature. We believe a lot in rewilding, not just rewilding ecosystems, but rewilding human culture as well. And hosting the retreats in nature really helps with the teaching process, because you can really get nature to be your ally in understanding yourself and your balance and earthing and de-stressing. We combine all sorts of movement techniques that really help transmit the art of tango that can seem overwhelming and complex, but we all have to start somewhere, and the retreat is a good sort of boost to begin that journey. Tango is our treasure. It's a human heritage that helps our hearts connect, regardless of age or gender or ability. Everyone's embraced by the tango embrace. And I hope you're inspired to begin your practice with us in a retreat or in one of our workshops. Hope to see you soon, and get in touch if you need to know anything.